What is a sign in adulthood they were neglected as a child? First story. I hate the question "what are you doing?" because it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong and am being told to justify my stupid behavior right fucking now. It triggers the worst fight or flight reaction in me, and I can't stand that I get so pissy about it. Because it's like, never coming from a bad place, it's always genuine curiosity, yet I can't hear it without feeling like I'm being shouted at. Second story. I grew up just like this. I wasn't allowed to have an opinion because I was a child. I wasn't allowed to have privacy. I was never allowed to make choices without the approval of an adult, and standing up for myself was considered being disrespectful, and I was never allowed to talk back to any adults who were being disrespectful to me. I wasn't allowed to cry or be upset about anything. And now I'm an adult, I have trouble regulating my emotions. If I'm sad about something, I feel like I want to kill myself even though it's something that isn't serious. If I'm upset about something, I blow it way out of proportion and it takes me a minute to calm down. I was never taught any life lessons or how to do simple tasks such as cleaning or cooking. I have a fear of doing a task and someone comes along and berates me for not knowing how to do something simple which I was never taught how to do during childhood. It's embarrassing in fact. Parents who treat their children how you and I were treated just makes a person who can't think for themselves regarding decisions and always acting on impulse. Third story. Extreme defensiveness. Growing up you felt like you had to fight to the death for what you knew was right because you were constantly being told that things you saw in front of you, or experienced firsthand, didn't happen. Fourth story. I don't trust promises that people make. I avoid conflict as much as possible and tend to look for an exit if things get loud or if people move fast. I try not to be a burden to anyone, but I'm always checking in with people to make sure someone cares about them. I don't like spending money on myself, and if anyone buys me anything, I feel guilty or like it might be held over my head. I find more comfort alone or with animals than most people. I'm worried that I'm constantly disappointing people around me or wondering why anyone would want to be my friend or a romantic partner. I'm working on all of it, of course, and keep a normal appearance as much as possible. But my mind never really stops and I just wish I wasn't so sad all of the time. Fifth story. This is something I feel is largely untalked about in regards to victims of severe neglect. Having difficulty with basic functional skills like cleaning, hygiene, etc. I know because that happened to me. When you grow up amongst bugs and mold and rotting food and trash, wear dirty clothes all the time, and go months without showering, sleeping in piss-soaked sheets that haven't been changed in months even though you wet the bed every night, it really fucking affects your developing brain. Skills implemented in childhood are crucial for the rest of your life, and when you never are taught them, or never taken care of, or don't even have access to do it yourself if you wanted to, then once you're an adult you have to teach yourself all this shit you should have known by the time you were 12. You have to reparent yourself, and create new brain pathways to replace the fucked up ones ingrained in you. It's really fucking hard in a way people can't understand unless you've experienced it. A good metaphor for it would be never being taught to speak or read or write, and having to teach yourself to talk and read and write as an adult. There's just fundamental skills that are not there, and it is so much harder to learn that stuff as an adult. I don't even mean so much as not knowing how to wash dishes, though that's it too. My first boss showed me how to properly wash dishes when I was 18, as much as I do the fundamental organization, planning, management, and execution skills that underlay everything you do in your life. It's not just washing dishes for me. Every step in washing dishes is its own task that requires its own management, organization, planning, and execution. So washing dishes is actually 20 different individual tasks, and all of those things are overwhelming. Going back to the never learning how to talk to read or write metaphor, it's like it's never just saying /reading/writing words for me. Every single movement of my mouth, every single letter requires as much effort for me as it does for someone else to just say the word. By the time I'm done with A, everyone else is done with the whole alphabet. It's hard to explain, and I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job at trying to. There's just a piece missing that everyone else has, but I don't. Sixth story. Try to be invisible. When you get attention from someone you don't feel good because you weren't used to get attention in your childhood. That's why you don't like to show yourself and try to be as invisible as possible. Seventh story. Compulsive lying. For some people, if they weren't safe as a child to trust the adults in their life with their feelings, they can develop a sense of safety in lying. It helps them to feel like their personal inner truth is protected because nobody can invalidate it if they don't know about it. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to notifications for new incredible stories.